Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, a divine messenger, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. Welcome in everyone. So we're going to tap into the current energies, see what's going on. I'm still heavily feeling this gold frequency. I really believe we're hitting like golden timelines. We really are, even though it may not feel that way as we're under the collapse. Two of Pentacles. It's all about a choice. A collapse of the old. With the new emerging, right? Now, if you want to be a part of the collapse in the fall, then you can. If you want to be in the fear-based matrix, the 3D, right? Or you can choose the 5D. We're literally at the split, right? Golden timelines are there to be created, and that's why I've been telling the chosen ones that as the helicopter goes on, keep going. Oh my gosh. The new timelines are here, right? It's a choice. Are you choosing the higher timeline, or do you want to be in the collapse and the fall of the 3D? Some that aren't ready there vibrationally, conscious level is not open, expanded enough, then that's fine. It means you haven't been getting the hits of the upgraded energies, and there's a lot more to come. Okay, now it's like if you are ready, then it's time to accelerate. Okay, to expand, to get on these new timelines, and I don't know why. Like I feel like for some of you, it's like hard to fathom to choose that you thought that maybe you were going to be moved, maybe you were waiting for like a rescuing, or like a ship to come down. It's literally not happening like that, okay? So I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not. It's coming at a choice at this point. It has to do with you and your choice, right? So hopefully this reading can help you. Okay, Hierophant and the Ace of Swords is coming out. The new timelines are here. This deck is so slippery. But I feel in these golden timelines. Alright, we shuffled. Let's just get into the cards. The Four of the Swords. Four of the Swords. What am I saying like that? This is the energy where I feel that you have been in. And that you're coming out of. The Four of Swords, you are coming out. Okay. Of needing to heal. Needing to process things, right? We've got the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups coming out. Page of Cups, all this love energy, and Six of Wands, victory. What's going on here? See, there's Four of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. See, you've been waiting for something for a long time. For some of you, you're wondering if you've missed out on an opportunity. Because you've been waiting for such a long time. Because I think what you've been waiting to materialize, that you've been waiting to see, it hasn't happened. And like I said, for a lot of you, like they've led you to believe that we weren't going to be saved until a saving came. And literally, like, that's not the way that it is, right? The saving happens within. Most people don't really understand that, like, okay, so all religions were to separate and divide. They took all pieces from source, prime creator, and they used it and turned it in their way of understanding. And that's fine. It's beautiful that everybody started to find ways to learn and believe of the oneness that we all have. But everybody started to forget because of like having spiritual egos, okay, that one religion was over another, or even like the teachers and the priests, the prophets, whatever, they felt as though they were more gifted knowing the spiritual awareness. And it's all comes down to like just having a spiritual ego, which is false. teachings and stuff, because they were never supposed to be idolized and things like that. And they've put a lot of certain people and figures into certain things of being idolized, and really that was all leading you away from oneness anyways, because then you were putting it all into one entity, one person, source, whatever. That's why I call them all entities. You're literally, that is not what it was about. It was all separation and divide. But see, they took it all from oneness, from source, prime, creator, which if you take away apart everybody's main one, whatever that they believe in for the creation, it all comes back to, we all know that there's oneness, the one power, source, God, creator, God, whatever, you believe, like, you all know that there's, whatever names. So take the names out of it. It's all about the names and the labels. Wipe it off. Most people don't understand, like the Bible, okay, and even in any of the books, I assume they're all like that, is they're really set up with the stories, but the stories are really, what are they called? Egregore? I don't know if I'm saying it right. They're all stories that are meant to help you interpret them. Okay, they're not the actual stories that happened. They're stories. You have to learn to interpret them. It's like really a guidebook of ancient knowledge, and it's just like with the tarot, right? It's the story. It starts with the Fool, right? Within the major arcana, and it's about him going through his cycle, everything, all through all levels of the major arcana to reaching the higher level, to completely closing his cycle out. And it's tapping into the ancient knowledge. I'm trying to think. Yeah, egregore, I believe is what it's called. No, they're using a different term. An egregore is a physical entity or thought form that arises from the collective thought and emotions. To me, this is kind of like what they've created. Like, that's what AI is. AI is just a really, really big egregore. Well, they wanted me to talk about this too, but the Bible, what is the Bible? For interpretation. Sorry guys, sometimes I block things, some things get blocked out. Allegory. Okay, there we go. Okay. Allegory. A narrative that uses symbols or represents deeper meanings or ideas, right? Okay, so it's all about the interpretation, okay? Like literally everything, okay? Like even the devil in the Bible represents dark, lower vibrational energies running in the root chakra. Higher level, like heaven, is literally the mind. Okay, literally when you anchor with your divine self, God, source, your higher self's really linked to your inner child. That's why it's all about that healing and getting back to the creative and using your mind and connecting. And as you anchor, you create the cross. Okay, your heart is literally the opening the portal to everything. That's why you have to heal through everything. And when you can completely heal, right, and you get the divine knowledge and you anchor, that is when you activate, right, the cross. You're anchored here. You have integrated everything. You're fully connected. I know I'm not explaining this very well, but anyway, like all the different stories and stuff in the Bible teach you the different things. They're really symbols and texts and all sorts of things. I mean, look up what an allegory is. Okay, I'm sure there's better ways to explain what it is, but really that's why there's been so much, but it's like the way that it was taught, okay, everybody believes in the actual stories, as if the stories played out, not realizing that they were meant to show you certain things. Like, they took a lot of the truth and they spun it. Okay, I feel that I've lost a lot of you already. Whatever, and it's if people aren't really able to understand, I feel like I need to play a clip from somebody. There are beautiful people that have really explained a lot of, have figured out what the Bible is really encoded with and all sorts of stuff, right? And a lot of it has been taken out, and that's why there's so many different versions and everything like that. Judgment and the Emperor. I was told stick to the cards. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. So anyways, like, yeah, they've created a lot of entities and separation and all of that, pushing the fear-based matrix. And, like, for the longest time, like, I don't understand. To me, if people believe so heavily in higher power source, God, Jesus, or whatever, as a savior, they don't really have the faith if they have fear. It baffles me how people, they want to play like they are so heavily believe. You don't. If you heavily believe, you would have no fear, because basically you're saying you don't trust God, you don't trust divine, you don't trust source, you don't trust whoever you're idolizing and believing. You do not trust to have fear. You cannot have both physically in your body. Do you not understand that? It's either a dark emotion running out of your lower chakras or running out of your higher chakras. When you're running out of your higher chakras, you are in oneness with God, divine source. That's why people don't realize that. And once you realize that, you realize, wow, I'm in control of my vessel. I'm already one with God, divine source. So what am I waiting for? Nothing. I'm winning, like, literally. And I'm here in this beautiful, like, you just see things so differently. You realize that heaven on earth can be right now. Right now. This reality is literally set up to be where you can create at a whim whatever you want. Everybody makes you believe that, no, it's when you pass over, that's your final end. No, it's not. It's right now. You create heaven or hell right here. It ain't places that your soul goes after. It's so backwards, y'all. Okay. There's so many different things. Like, don't even, I don't know. I don't know if they're ready to handle the false light. That going to the light just brings you right back into the reincarnation cycle. I don't think they're ready for that one yet. Okay. That'll be a teaching for another day. So, it's about finding that. That's what I mean. You're here. The forgetfulness that you had, it was part of the experiment. That's why we say this is an experiment. You chose to come here. And really, you already are in oneness. You only came here to experience separation and what that felt like. And you planned it out. You already planned your entire blueprint out. You just forgot it upon going into the game. The whole thing about the game is you want access to your higher self. You want to find out what's in your blueprint. Well, it's out there. You can look up your astrological birth chart. You can get a guide to your life. You can find these things. You can actually put the headset on and connect with your higher self. And, you know, in the help that's available, the divine realms, by putting the headset on. If you want to put the headset on, then you need to open up your psychic abilities, okay? The senses that they tell you only psychics have, that, oh, you're crazy, it's schizophrenia. If you hear voices in other channels, okay? You want to believe into all of that fear, or you want to use that gifts and abilities and access all of the clairs. They're literally, they put caps on our DNA. They did these things. They encoded these things to stop us from awakening. What do you think all the series of shots are? Right? All the things that they're dosing in the skies, that they're dosing on the food, those are like the boosters that they've been doing to try to upkeep their control here. Yes, the Earth experiment did get hijacked. It did. And it got hijacked in the very beginning when we had heaven on earth right here, which a lot of us beings are incarnated from that time to be here at this time for the reset, because we were going to be damned if we were going to let another fall of Atlantis happen. No, that is where AI basically took over, but it took over back then, artificial intelligence, and the advanced, like, that's what I mean. They have de-evolutionized throughout the years and have created amnesia, and that's what I mean. But still, as a species, we still started to evolve, even with all the forgetfulness. And if anything, that just shows how incredible we are. So anyways, but we left a lot of ancient codes and ways to connect, and many of us that came where we were like, yeah, you can give us shots, you can do all this stuff, we are not going to stay asleep forever, we're going to wake up, we're going to lead the path. And many starseeds, you're starting to awaken, activate, and clear your vessels out of these dirty foods, getting away from things, clearing out your detoxifying your pineal gland, okay, finding ways, right, to anchor and awaken. So anyways, this earth is getting blasted with energetic codes and stuff because we're on the time of the reset. And the starseeds called this in, and we held the frequency because there was a failsafe. It's like to push too many people to awaken when they weren't ready would cause mass, like, the fall, the collapse again. And that's what I mean. We weren't going to do that. And that's why I said, like, if you want to be in fear too, you can't have the help and the saving. You can't. You have to want that by letting go of fear. So like I said, first of all, you need to shut off the news. You need to stop the things that push the fear-based matrix. And now they're upping things with trying to crash the internet, trying to crash the food. Like, you know how much loose energy and everything that they're pulling off of everything? You know, and it's just like with everybody, like, freaking out about the food benefits and all of that. You don't even realize that that's a savings in itself. Trump is literally playing, like, 5D chess, okay? The strategic moves, oh, damn, now people aren't going to be going and buying all of the trash-ass food that they don't need to be feeding themselves and their family. Oh no, now they're going to start to, like, go to food banks that are more about organizations and the people and getting together. And what are they going to get an influx of with people not using their EBT to buy all these foods at the stores? Oh, they're going to be getting an influx of fruits and vegetables and perishables and all of that, the food that we should be eating. And if you've ever had to use those facilities and stuff, you realize how beautiful everybody in the community really is, how much people share, all of that. Like, that's what I mean. And I've already been seeing people that are getting together and creating lots more, you know what I mean? It's going to have the people come together and stuff. Like, we're not going to let each other go hungry. I don't care what anybody says. Like, the people that have the least amount of food, and even like the homeless people, are more generous with food than the people that are rich in the houses with all that. And the people that are hoarding the food and buying up those are the ones that, you know, it's unfortunate they feel that way, but they're separating themselves in fear. And you know, when they run out of their supplies and they want to come to us that, you know, have figured it all out, then they can, you know, and it's just, that's fine if they want to experience, you know, but when you're in that fear base, then things are going to be playing out for you and you're going to be experiencing it, or you can just come to the people. So that's what I mean. It's all about a choice. People just don't realize, like, yeah, there's going to be, you know, some anarchy. Like, I've been playing both sides, but me highly having very powerful weight with my words. I want to be careful what I say. I don't want to project out there where people are going to go the other way, okay, with aggression and to get food instead of that. So I'm not even going to play into that energy because, yeah, I know there's going to be some of that. But, you know, they're going to learn quickly, too, that that's not going to be the way. And the ones that want to get in the way of not having peace and harmony, well, they're going to be not part of the new earth at this time. You know, so if you... And like I said, I'm not even going to play into that. That's not where I'm going, right? So I'm not worried about it. And that's where you need to learn, too, as I tell a lot of people, like, you really shouldn't be gossiping ever because you're not supposed to talk about another. That's their experiences, not for you to discuss. You need to focus on you and only be talking about the beautiful things that you want to experience, and you don't have to worry about experiencing any of that. So, all right, I'm going to leave this one here. I got like 4 seconds left. Subscribe to the channel. Check out more content. Bye.